Hey everybody, you're watching Dansky, and today we're doing 2 Minute Tuesday.
That's kind of Peter McKinnon's thing.
Oh, okay, no worries. Hey everybody, you're watching Dansky, and today we're doing Tutorial Tuesday.
Yeah, he kind of does that too now.
Oh, come on! Rightio, in this 3 Minute Thursday, we're going to learn how to create an awesome vector style photo effect, all in Photoshop using just 3 filters. Now, is this going to be as good as if you spent 10, 20, maybe 30 hours pen tooling a beautiful vector style masterpiece? Well, probably not. But it is incredibly quick to do, and as I say, you can do this using just 3 filters. Rightio, let's get started. 3 minutes on the clock. Where's the timer?
Dan, you haven't learned how to do that yet.
Huh. Rightio, so we're now in Photoshop and you can see I have a subject cut out onto a transparent background. Now I've done a few tutorials already on how to cut out a subject from a background. They are on the Photoshop playlist, or there'll be one linked on a card at the top of the screen now. Now if you have your subject with a mask attached, just right click on that layer and select Convert to Smart Object, and it will merge the layer and the mask together. Next, we're going to go up to Filter, down to Filter Gallery. And we've got lots of funky filters here. If you'd like to preview your whole image on screen, just select the drop down from the bottom left corner and select Fit on Screen. Great, now we can see everything. We've got these different folders here. We're going to be working in the artistic folder and select the cutout effect. And this kind of creates an almost cartoony style effect. Now we can adjust the number of levels, so how much color, how many levels of color are going to be included in our cutout. So you can see as I adjust the slider, it updates that preview in real time. We can also adjust the edge simplicity so we can have it incredibly simple like this, or we can bring it down and it retains a lot more detail from the photo. So we need to try and find a balance between the number of levels and the simplicity. Now you can adjust the edge fidelity, but it has less of an impact as these top 2 sliders. So when you're happy with that, just click the new icon at the bottom. And we're also going to add a palette knife effect. And you can see this will smooth out a lot of the lines, the janky lines in the image. But of course it will take a little bit of tinkering and adjusting because you can see that we've actually lost a lot of detail from the image. So again, it's a case of adjusting these sliders, a bit of a balancing act to try and find a balance that works for you. So we'll just adjust these a little bit more and just let that preview load. And then click OK when you're happy. And of course you can double click on the filter gallery here, go back in and make any changes, not a problem. Okay, so what we're going to do next is go to the bottom of the layers panel, click on the adjustment icon and select solid color. And we can just pick any color for now, and we'll just drag this underneath and just make sure we lock the position of this layer. So we have some kind of background now, which is really good, and we can see the edges of our subject. Next, we're going to create a new layer above our subject layer, and we're going to select the brush tool, and we're going to use one of Photoshop's default brushes, and we're going to use a hard round brush with a hardness of 100%, so it matches the style of the cutout. Now we're also going to switch over to using the eyedropper tool. The shortcut for that is I on the keyboard, and the shortcut for the brush tool is B, and we're going to be doing a lot of switching backwards and forwards. So on our new layer 1, we're going to use the eyedropper tool to sample the color here, so in this case white. Press B to switch to the brush tool and just brush in some of this. Now you can spend as much or as little time as you like on this step, just smoothing out anything that's a little bit janky or any details that you want to remove. So you can see down here, it includes a lot of detail that we don't necessarily want. And using that hard brush, you can really go in manually and clean that up. So we can eyedropper tool this gray area here, and we could go through and just remove all of this if we want to, and we can clean this up here. So you can see what we're doing is we're just really tidying up some of the rougher areas of that cutout effect. And you can see I'm doing this very quick, and you can of course do this with a tablet, but I'm actually doing this with a mouse. It doesn't really make too much difference. And we can go in here. And of course that cutout effect makes these very light and dark areas based on some of the highlights and the shadows in the image. If you want to adjust the brush size quickly, you can use the left and right square brackets on the keyboard as well. So I'm just going to go in here and maybe tweak some of the detail in the hair. So I'll try and do this really, really quickly. So for the arm, we're just going to smooth this out. Now, when it comes to facial features, you've got to be careful because as we were in the filter gallery, it was very much a balancing act of trying to strike a balance between detail and a clean cutout effect. So if we start removing certain details from here or something like this, you can see it actually distorts the image and we lose that facial recognition. I mean, arguably we've already lost some of it anyway, but do you see what I mean? So we want to try and not mess around with some of the facial details too much. Like the best way I can explain doing it is remove some bits and then just zoom out, take a look. If it looks weird, you've got your undo or your step backwards right there. So let's just try this. I've just removed a lot of these highlights from the chin and that looks fine. That looks totally cool. I can clean up this shadow here under the neck, this darker area, and maybe some of this as well. Just tidy this up on the left edge here. Zoom out. How does it look? Yep, looks totally fine. And we'll just go round here. And because I've got that brush with a hard edge, I can do this really quickly. And it gives me a much smoother edge than the one that was generated using the cutout effect. So we could go here. We've got this big highlight along the arm, this light area here. And we're just going to brush through this. And you can, of course, spend as much or as little time as you like. Now, this is a shortcut to creating this kind of cool effect. And it's considerably quicker than doing it all manually with the pen tool. Although doing it with the pen tool will look fantastic, obviously the longer you spend on it. And let's just smooth that down a little bit. So there we go, I can turn this layer on and off and you can see the difference already. So that was really, really quick. I'm just going to double click this layer and call it fill. And lastly, what we're going to do is right click on the subject layer and select duplicate. Just click OK. And we'll drag this layer to the top. I'm just going to call this layer duplicate. And we can just drag the filter gallery to the trash because we don't want that effect. We want the original image here. And what we're going to do is actually just drop the opacity down. In fact, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. And you can see as I gradually bring this down, it blends with the original image. Now, the reason that I like to do this is when you bring it down to 0% opacity, you can see that we've obviously lost some of the detail, creating that cutout effect. And what this does by bringing the opacity up, something low between, I don't know, 20 and 50%, is it just brings back a little bit of that detail. So those tiny, tiny details, it just brings them into your cutout. In fact, we could probably go for 20, but it does it in a way that's really subtle and not too noticeable. And what we can actually do as well is you can see it's brought back some of the texture of the skin and everything, which is a little bit too detailed. So let's just go up to filter, down to blur and select Gaussian blur. And because this is a smart object, it will apply this blur effect as a smart filter. And we can just experiment adding a subtle amount of blur. So maybe 3, it depends on the size of your image. And we can preview this, maybe go for 2. And if I just zoom back out a little bit, you can see that it just brings back in a little bit of detail back into your cutout effect without making it look like a photo again. Now, this is something I did really quickly just for this tutorial. If you spend a little bit longer on it, you can get something that looks like this. So it's just a case of really balancing all of those sliders, going back in and adjusting them once you've done it till you get an effect that you're happy with. Rightio, there we go. That was 3 Minute Thursday. I hope you learned something new. Please feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Take care and I'll see you next time.